Good with it, y'all. It's your boy Santo G. Back at it. You already know, spreading unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all, if you're new here, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. That way you're notified when I drop future content. So today, I wanted to tell you guys about the story when I got down with my Bunky because he wigged out on me and thought that I was on the phone with his girl. So before we get into that, let me take a couple of seconds to get my mind right. I just got home from a 13-hour shift, so let me take a little breather real quick, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out Killer Kush. I got this HF pen right there at their shop. I'm gonna put it in the description. And I also got the Killer Kush. You know I don't go nowhere without the Killer Kush sauce pen. I appreciate you guys letting me get my mind right, man. So now let's get on with this story. So pretty much this was when I was in Sat F on F Yard. I was bunkied up with the homie from Barrio Small Town. He was from Orange County. It was the homie Sniper. You know what I'm saying? And he had got on one. He had liked to party and he had got on one. And I noticed that he was up for like 2-3 days. And he was not necessarily like acting like himself. He was already a little quiet, but he was more quiet than he would be on other days. So I'm downstairs on the payphone. In the bottom, there's 2 payphones. You know what I'm saying? I'm downstairs on one, the other one's open. So I'm downstairs, I'm talking to my wife, you know what I mean? Talking to her. And then next thing you know, he comes downstairs. I see him on the top staring at me. I'm laughing. Ooh, ooh. I see him just, you know when you could feel someone, like the heat from someone looking at you? I look up and he's just up there dogging. He comes downstairs. He goes to the phone and he's dialing. No answer. I'm right there laughing, ooh, you know, chopping it up all in my own phone call. So he keeps looking. He's looking at me like. He keeps looking at me. They're not answering, so he's looking at me. He goes back up top and he's just staring. Like, comes back down. Same thing. So I go upstairs to the cell. You know what I mean? Once I'm done with my phone call, I go upstairs to the cell. And he's just right there and he's looking at me. He goes inside, right? I'm sitting down on the bunk. I'm right there about to make myself something to eat. So he comes in. He acts like he's getting some papers and stuff, but he's just looking at me, like looking at what I'm doing. So I'm just looking at him. I'm like, what's up, Bunky? Like, you good, fool? Yeah. What you mean? Yeah, I'm good, fool. I'm good. All right, fool, all right. Keep doing what I'm doing. So he starts tweaking on his antenna. So I'm right there fixing up some food and I'm watching my TV. So I'm just watching TV. I'm fixing up some food. He's putting his antenna close to where mine is at. Anyone knows if you put 2 antennas next to each other, none of them are going to get any type of reception. So he's putting his antenna next to mine and I'm telling him like, hey, G, like, don't do that. Like, if you do that, it's fucking my shit up. You're not getting reception. You're not going to get nothing there. You know what I mean? What? Whoa. He starts mouthing off. Just, man, I had got tired. It had been 3 days with his on-one antics. You know what I mean? Acting weird, all silent, little subliminals. You know what I'm saying? So I just hopped up. I'm like, hey, G, you know what? I'm getting tired of your little on-one ass antics, homie. I told him straight out like that. I'm getting tired of your on-one ass antics, homie. He's like, what? What's up? What's up? Se me deja venir. He comes, I just, I'm tall, he's short. You know what I mean? He's short. So as it is, not only does he like charge to me, but he puts his head down. So it's just like a little ball. I'm just, bullshit you not, I grab his head like this and I'm just hitting him. Boom, boom. I'm holding his head down and just hitting him. We go by like the side where we would put our clothes to hang. And I end up ripping the rope on my neck. Like I ended up getting a scratch on my neck from the rope. We end up dropping a hot pot, some more shit. Same thing, boom. I'm just boom, boom, boom. And then I end up slipping because a hot pot turned over. So, boom, I end up falling. I end up getting up. And when I get up, the homies were like, that's it, that's it, that's it. They end up breaking us up. They end up taking me to the cell next door. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in the cell next door, the homie's right there. He just checking my neck because I have a cut, but it's from the rope. The rope burned me. Like, that shit hurt. I didn't have nothing on my face. That food didn't even touch me. The only reason I slipped was because of the water from the hot pot. There was some hot pots plugged in to the side. He charged at me, so I was just running back, just hitting him. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, I ended up finding out that when I'm in the cell next door, this fool is telling the homies that I was talking to his hyena. The truth ends up coming out. You know what I mean? He tells one of the homies, oh no, I think that fool's talking to my hyena, woo woo. So the homie ends up coming. He's like, hey, woo woo, this fool, you know? He's saying this, and that. So, long story short, he has a good mouthpiece because we had been getting into it prior to that. We have been getting into it because I had pretty much been looking out for this fool, you know? I have been looking out for him with food, everything, you know what I mean? We were even blazing, you know what I mean? Everything, and this fool couldn't do nothing. He couldn't get money on his books. He couldn't get no phone time. He couldn't do shit. So one day, we were getting into it, and I told him, like, man, my boy, like you worthless, my boy. Like, you want to talk a good one, say all this and that, but when it's time to produce something, when it's time to do something, bring something to the table, you ain't got nothing going. So when it came time to, because them homies that ran in, they made a scene. They went and told the homie that had the building and all that, you know what I'm saying? So they ended up checking both of us. It was gonna only be him getting checked because he was on one and he was wigging out, but he ended up using words that me and him had as bunkies, like just me and him. He ended up using those words against me later on. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up having to boop bow bow. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give the homie some free clout, the ones that boobot me. It was the homie on Stranger from Lamont with the big ass Lamont on his forehead, and it was the homie Bones from, I don't know if he was from Wasco or Bakers, somewhere out there in that area, but it was them two that boobot me. I can't remember who boobot my Bunky, but I remember when they boobot me though, I had a black eye, and then I think it like split right here. Not only did I have a black eye, but I had like a gash right here, like it had opened. And that time, man, I also want to share this lesson as far as, you know what I mean? That was my bad. I should have just looked the other way, not let them get to me. It wasn't that serious, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot more going on. I was getting visits, you know what I'm saying? My canal was coming to see me, and at that time, I hadn't seen my mom, my sister, my little sister. I hadn't seen them in like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. The whole time that I was out of state, so like 4 or 5 years. And they were gonna come see me that weekend. This happened like on a Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. I remember that Friday I called my brother and I told him like, hey fool, you know what I mean? Because I remember he had said that he was going to come and stuff like that. And I had told him like, hey, tell him not to come. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, what? I'm like, tell him not to come. I didn't want to go to visit and then have to report a black eye and that gash. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I'll be with lokes. And that visit, to walk in and walk out, I would have had to take off my lokes. So I didn't want to show the black eye and have to do a report and all that because I got boop-bopped in the cell without no one knowing. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between you fucking up and they don't want you in that yard, and you just like getting down with your bunkie, or you did something that you just need a quick boop-bop in the cell or in the shower real quick, you know? But that's the time that I got down with my bunkie because he wigged out on me. thinking that I was talking to his hyena. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know who his hyena was. Never even had her number. Never even had no kind of contact. But just his mentality. But I should have known better, because he would tell me stories of himself, talking about he'll have his hyena in motel rooms. He'll lock her in the bathroom, and he'll be chilling with his homies, and then he'll be accusing his homies of trying to fuck with his hyena type shit. So he had priors of wigging out on his homies, thinking that they're trying to fuck with his girl when he's on one. So I should have known better. I shouldn't have let him get high. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I ain't nobody's babysitter, and he's a grown man. But that right there, that situation, it led me not to see my mom, my sisters, and them till I got home. I didn't see them. This was like 2014. I didn't see them for like another 2-3 years, man. You know? And they still hold that against me till this day. They never even went and tried. After that, after I had to tell my brother to tell him not to go, they took it personal, because they're like, damn, we haven't seen him in this long, and he's telling us not to go. And it's not like if I could tell my mom, hey, I have a black eye. I told my brother what happened, but I didn't tell my moms and all them. They're probably not going to find out until they see this video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, moms. I'm sorry, sisters. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Something happened. It was nothing that I went looking for. It's just, you know, somebody tried to flex up, and I had to put them in their place, you know? Just wanted to share that story with you guys, man. Unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all, shout out Killer Kush. And shout out you guys, man. Follow them on IG, follow them on email, and get at them at their 2 locations. Let's go.